everyone, how you doing? How you doing out there in internet land? My name is Freddie Hernandez, and this guy that's about to break his wrist waving to you, his name is Andrew Howell.
That's my name.
That is your name. How you doing?
You know what? I'm feeling pretty good.
You all right? Okay. Well,
And my wrist is limbered up from all that vigorous waving. I'm feeling good.
It's always good to have vigorous wrist exercise. That's what I always say.
Oh boy.
Yes. Starting off really strong.
Yes.
This is the Wrench Everyday Podcast, where we talk about cars and wrenching, and sometimes we go off topic, and sometimes we go on topic.
Off topic.
Yes. Sometimes we talk about cars, which is what we're supposed to do. So I had some quick news about my Lamborghini.
Ooh.
So my Lamborghini is still a thing.
Cool.
Still working on it.
Good.
I had the exhausts. The baller pipe, like I like to call it. That was sent out for a ceramic coating.
Ooh.
Yeah. So
What color?
The ceramic coating on the exhaust in the back is going to be silver.
Okay.
So it's going to be a silver, like a not translucent, but just like a shiny silver, and that's good up to 1300 degrees. And the guy said, I will almost. Not immediately, but I will definitely discolor it, because the exhaust coming out of that turbo, more than 1300 degrees.
Nice.
Yeah. So he
Money
said,
well spent.
He says it's going to discolor. But here's the thing: there was another coating that was 2000 degrees, which is black, and I don't want black.
Why?
Well, so black is going to be on my turbo hot side, and also the downpipes, because those are the ones that are like close to the engine, and that's like close to everything else. So those are going to be coated in 2000 degree. But the back, I want it to look, the black. I don't think it's just gonna kind of not look like anything. So I can always get them coated again, but I think the silver kind of makes it look a little more, little more nice, a little more nice. So
A little more nice.
So that's gonna. As soon as I get that back, and as soon as I have the intercooler lines plumbed, then I can actually take it for a drive.
Oh boy.
That's going to be fun.
Yes.
That's going to be fun. Or scary. Or both. So
Are you going to need to get it tuned before that happens, or have you already kind of done that?
So I haven't done anything like that, but the car did come with a tune on it. So apparently it's a tune that made 1,000 horsepower.
Wow.
But I don't know how good that tune is.
Right.
So I'm going to data log. I actually do have all the Cyvex equipment. I can talk to the ECU, and I can make changes on the fly, which is really cool.
Cool.
But I don't really know what I'm doing. What I'm going to try to do is, if everything goes well with that first inaugural drive, and I feel confident that I could actually make some power, I am going to take it to a dyno. And I might do Cletus McFarlane's dyno.
Okay.
Yeah, so he has a dyno in his shop. But the thing is, it's only two-wheel drive.
Ah.
So I will have to disconnect my drive shaft, and we're just gonna kind of do it for Dale. We're gonna see if we can get some freedom up in that Italian.
Let me know when you do that.
Yeah. I definitely. I mean, this is just kind of up in the air right now.
Yeah. But I'm just saying, like, let me know when you do that, because I haven't had I haven't had Mountain Dew in a long time, and I feel like he probably has a few cans lying around.
You haven't had a Bartle Skeet?
I have not had a Bartle Skeet in quite a while.
Okay, so Bartle Skeet is I'm not a Mountain Dew fan, but
it's Cletus McFarlane.
Sure, yeah, no, he's a real good guy.
Yeah.
Actually, speaking of Cletus McFarlane, have you seen? So he had the Cletus and Cars event just recently, and it was actually the same day as my DipCon event. And I wanted to go to both, but it's just I wish I could go to both. They're 4 hours away. Mm-hmm. But the Boosted Boys guys were there.
Nice.
The Boosted Boys guys, what they did, they built and boosted an Integra in one day.
Nice.
And what they did was they took all the components, which was rods, pistons, heads, camshafts, intake manifold, turbo, and tuning, all that stuff. They put it in their carry-ons. They took it on a plane with them.
Wow.
Yeah, they filled their carry-ons with car parts, and they brought it to Cletus' shop. And Cletus had this bone stock Acura Integra that they were going to use for their demolition drags, which is like drag racing, but you also get to hit the other car.
Yes.
Which is really awesome. It's like the most American thing ever.
That's amazing.
So they brought, they have like intercooler pipes. They had intercooler. It's everything. They had a fuel pump, ECU, all that stuff. And they built it like from stock to it running 460 wheel horsepower
Good night.
in like 9 hours.
That is amazing.
Dude, it was beyond nuts. It was absolutely insane. I would implore any of you to watch that video because it is very, very good. I enjoyed it so thoroughly. Man. I mean, it's just, and they could have done it faster, but they needed some like bolts from the hardware store and like some clutch stuff wasn't lining up. Oh, they had a clutch as well. And can you imagine like going through security and you're like, yeah, I have a clutch and a head and all this other stuff? Dude, that is dedication. When you can boost and build a car in 9 hours. And obviously, people are like, oh, Boosted Boys did it in a day. Why can't you, get your Lambo? Like, because this car was going to be destroyed. Because if they blow it up, that's what they do. Like, because they can, if they blow it up, they just get another one from the junkyard.
Yeah.
That's a little bit different. That was really, really awesome. But I want to talk a little bit about my DipCon experience.
Yeah.
So DipCon, for those of you who don't know, it's just a car show that shows the plastic dip cars, like really, really good builds. The plastic dippers around the area, people that do plastic dip installs for people and things like that. And there were, it's me and David Patterson, who is that dude in blue. And this is my first time ever meeting David Patterson, and he is the nicest guy.
I heard he's super chill.
He is one of the best dudes. So we get there at it was like 10 to 3. That was the event, and we had tents. So David had a tent with had a banner with that dude in blue, and I had a banner that said Tavarish on it.
That's awesome.
And it's weird, man. It's weird because if you go somewhere and like you're the featured guest,
right,
and people are going there just to see you, that is like weird on a level I've never experienced. Because I've gotten some notoriety because of this Lamborghini project on my channel and stuff, but like I've never been used to any of this. Like this is completely new to me. So we get there like at 9:30, and immediately, like, David has twice the subscribers that I do, and he's been doing it longer. So he has like a lot, like his viewer base has been watching him for years at this point. So he gets a lot of people. Like when I get there already, he has a little entourage, and people are like, asking him about stuff. They're like, oh, can I get a picture? Can I get an autograph? All this stuff. And one thing David does, which I try to do as well, and he does it very, very casually, and he does it very, he does it nicely. He asks people, hey, what did you drive? Let's go see it. Because I know that when people come up to you, they want to talk about themselves because they already know about you. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Yeah, they know about you, but you know nothing about them. What they want to convey to you is the thing that brings you two together.
Yeah,
the car.
Absolutely. Yeah, right? Yeah.
So David says, hey, what are you driving? Like, oh, what did you bring? Let's go check it out. And there are people that brought, one guy brought a Jetta that had a intake and exhaust, which is like, but it was like his first car, and he was really enthusiastic about it. And like, okay, that's cool. Other people, they had like this crazy wrap job and wheels and all like a build, and they've spent a lot of money and a lot of years and a lot of time and all this stuff, and all that's really cool, and it brings people together, and that was great. What I wasn't ready for was just the kind of sheer amount of people, and this was not a huge meet. I mean, there was probably a few hundred people there in attendance, but for me, it was a little weird because I had to, I was holding court, which is something that you're not. I don't know if you ever talk about something where you have a field of expertise and everybody around you, they start to form a semicircle like naturally, and they start to listen to you talk, and then after you finish talking to, because you're addressing one person, after you finish talking to them, you say, hey, thanks for coming by. I'm just gonna walk around or whatever. Immediately after that, another person comes up to you, and you chat it up with them, and you talk. Immediately after that, another person comes up to you.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
And it goes on for and I'm like, oh my God, this can get nuts if you're like big. Like, I can imagine what like if a Hollywood celebrity doing a signing or something.
Oh yeah, no, it's unreal.
Well, a signing is a little bit different because I think that's what they wanted to do there.
It's organized. But you're out in public, like someone spots you, and then like just crowd.
Oh
watches
yeah,
you.
it's just pandemonium. So this was, I think, supposed to be a signing, sort of, because we had desks, right? But David and we were like, I don't want this to be a thing. Like, I don't want this to be like, because if we sit down, then it's going to be a thing. Then people are going to come up to us. They're going to be like, you know.
And plus, when you sit down and they're standing, it creates
a different dynamic.
Yeah, very strange dynamic. Whereas if you're up and walking around and talking, it's more casual.
Right. Then you're just some guy.
It's more of a level thing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You get to talk to them, and you're not like, oh, who is this out to?
Yeah.
Is that with a Y or an IE? Like, no.
Yeah.
But people, like, I saw people wearing the I Am the Warranty t-shirt.
Heck yeah.
I saw people like they asked me to sign their hats and sign their shirts and sign
really
their
cool.
like sign their books and whatever. And it's nuts. I mean, I'm very humbled by it. I'm appreciative for everybody that came and all the people that posted stuff on Instagram. But it's just like, I don't know if I'll ever get used to that.
Right, of course.
Because if people are telling you that, like, oh, you're a celebrity or something, and I'm like, I don't think, like, this is like e-fame, you know? Like, obviously this is not, if I go to the store and somebody goes, it's Tavarish, like, nobody's gonna do that. But
it's already happened to me.
Oh
yeah, I was like, what?
Yeah. Funny story. When when I left for the convention for DipCon from the hotel that morning, I was just checking out, and some guy like probably in his mid 40s, he was like, "Hey, did you make a video about a Hyundai?" I'm like, "Yeah, that was me." He's like, "Oh, I love your videos. You also made a video about like SL55," and like he had no idea about DipCon or anything.
That's cool.
And he was like, "Yeah, I showed my daughter this and blah blah." I'm like, all right, man, cool. Like that's awesome. A little, like
kind of random
like,
encounter.
Wow. Okay. All right. I try not to be like awkward. Like, cool. I like your videos too. Like, like, yeah, you too. No, it's just another world. I mean, David's been doing it for a little while. For a lot longer than I have. So it comes second nature to him. He's really, really personable. And he's just the nicest guy ever. So it comes really naturally. But for me, I'm like, I try to make it like, I get a little bit anxious when people are visibly nervous. So there are a few people that were like, I know that when you're meeting somebody that you've watched religiously, you can get a little nervous.
Sure.
Because you don't know what to say. You don't know if they're going to judge you. You don't know what they're like in the real world. And I'm the least judgmental person you'll meet. Like, I'll notice if you're nervous or something, but what I'd want to do is I'll want to diffuse it. So I always go, hey, what kind of car do you have? And they go, oh, I have this car. I have, that car over there. They point to it. And I go, oh, well, I start talking about that car. I'm like, oh, is it the 1.8 or 2.0? And like, oh, well, and like, it kind of disarms them because then they get into a mode where they're talking about themselves and they don't have to impress anybody. They're like, okay, well, I guess this is okay. And after that happens, then I let them know that a picture is $5. So, and I take PayPal, Venmo, Bitcoin, all that stuff.
Oh man.
No, I mean, there are people like, there's this cool guy who gave me a Lamborghini lanyard, like a 50th anniversary Lamborghini lanyard. He was like, yeah, I want you to have it. And, if you can sign this thing for me, and I'm like, I'm cool, man.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So there's a lot of really cool people. There are people that like stick around for a little while. Like, I'm not gonna say they overstay their welcome, but they're always like the ones that get too cozy sometimes.
Well, to be fair, like that might be the only chance they ever get to meet.
Exactly. So I don't. That's not. Yeah. I don't have a problem with it.
For me, like, and
I mean, if they ever get like a real like touchy or something, I'll tell them. But that's never happened so far.
For me, like I've never had like I've never had like a YouTube channel. This is the first thing I've really done, kind of like in the public eye, really.
Right. Yeah.
I'm usually behind the camera. But I feel like I would enjoy having a crowd of people because I used to be a tour guide.
Sure.
For many years in St. Augustine, so I have no problem working a crowd and talking to people. I enjoy that.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
It's that one-on-one thing that I'm not super used to.
So you have to kind of keep a conversation going.
Yeah.
Sometimes,
and try to involve other people. And
I like when I mean, you have to go on to other people too, because what some people do, they'll keep talking to you while you can tell that other people are trying to get a word in edgewise, and that irks me a little bit because I'd like to talk to one person. Like if two people ask you like different questions, I don't know, like what do I say? Like hold on, I'm gonna. It's that's a little weird to me, but I mean you learn these things and
sure, yeah.
I mean, obviously, I wasn't perfect, but I think it was a really good show. I liked it. I definitely would do it again. Fonzie was there. Fonzie was just like, he's a machine. Like I can't imagine the kind of work ethic that dude has.
Yeah, I know.
It's he did this entire DipCon, and then after that, I asked him, hey, do you have like you gonna go home? You gonna rest after this? He was like, no, I got it. We have like 2 of our biggest sales days like in the year. Next week, and we have like we're rolling out product, and I think he wants to start new lines and stuff. Like it's insane. Like he has to do all this stuff.
That's cool.
He's very, very hands on, and he cares so much. So I'm trying to work with him on a product. I'm not I haven't released it yet. I haven't even gotten any samples yet. But he said, yeah, well, I'm going to give you some samples, and but when the samples came in, they were missing something. And he was like, I didn't want to send you samples that were subpar, so so I sent them back. I told him that you had to redo the formula, and then we're going to send you samples, and like this is a guy who really cares about what the product is.
Absolutely,
he cares about making it better. He cares about how people are using it. Like this is.
Well, I mean, I can tell that just from watching his videos, how in depth he is, and how
dude,
he is super passionate about it.
Yes, he's very passionate, and he's really approachable as well. He's super nice. I don't think he's. I wouldn't want to cross him because those biceps can be seen from space. Like he's man. That guy is that guy's ripped.
Yeah, he takes real good care.
Yeah, he's the. I wouldn't want to bump into him when he's pissed. But yeah, he's a great dude. I mean, we walked around and they had like a video game booth where you can play Xbox and PS4 and all that stuff. So I played with some fans, played like Street Fighter, and I got my butt kicked. All that stuff. So apparently I have a call. I'm not taking that right now. And yeah, I just we hung out, and it was a good time. I really enjoyed it, and it's just that whole quote unquote fame thing that I could never get used to. Okay, so you had some ongoing saga with your garage.
Yeah. So I live out in the middle of nowhere, as I've mentioned before, and it's hard to make runs to like a landfill or something. A, because I don't have a pickup truck, and B, because it's kind of a haul.
Right.
And I've been in this process of cleaning out my house and minimizing my possessions because I don't need a whole bunch of stuff.
Of course.
And so the stuff leaves the house and then it makes it into the garage where it stays until I'm able to borrow a truck from somebody, load up the truck, and then take it off to the landfill or Goodwill or whatever.
Sure.
So this past weekend, you were so gracious as to allow me to borrow your massive land train.
Oh, only the longest truck that Ford makes? Yeah, that?
Like the tailgate gets there 5 minutes after you do.
Oh, yeah. It's in a different zip code.
Yeah, absolutely. So thanks again for that.
No, dude, anytime. Anytime you want to borrow a car, you just sign the waiver with blood. And then firstborn and a few other...
various and sundry items.
Right, yeah.
I don't have any kids, but...
No, but like future kids?
Never.
Okay, so that's why I'm hedging my bets, because... okay, we're going to get real dark.
Anyways. So I finally got a whole bunch of stuff out of the garage. It's not done yet. It's just mostly moving stuff from the garage out into my storage shed at the back of my... property. I'm on 10 acres in the middle of nowhere, so like it's everything is just far apart.
Oh yeah, yeah. It's. I mean, I actually like your property. It's really nice. It's
serene. It's in the middle of nowhere. I enjoy it. The only thing that
you go outside and you see the stars.
Oh yeah, absolutely. The only thing I'm not a fan of is I have basically third world internet. It's really slow.
Well, I have third world internet here. So.
Your internet is almost 3 times as fast as mine.
Wow.
So I'm.
Ooh.
So you're good.
So I got 3x third world internet. That's like
ninth world.
Ninth world. That's so. That sounds like a Netflix series.
Yeah, right.
The ninth world.
Pluto, basically. Although it's not technically a planet anymore.
Neil deGrasse Tyson. Oh!
It's a planet in my heart.
Yes. It's a planet in here.
Even though it's smaller than the moon. So
it's a Kuiper Belt object. Okay.
It is. Thank you for knowing that. I'm impressed and happy.
Oh, you think I don't know my my astrology, my astrophysics?
Oh man, no, you're digging a hole.
Oh no, I mean
You're digging a hole. Just kidding.
Black Science Man. I can quote him.
So the reason I've been cleaning out my garage, and so the next step after moving the rest of the few items I have into the storage shed, it will literally be a floor, walls, and some tools.
That is a good setup.
I want it to become my garage mahal.
That is good. That is very good.
So next step is I have some simple green, I have a hose, and I have a deck brush. And I'm going to scrub those floors down till they're so clean you can eat off of them.
I wouldn't do that.
I'm going to do it.
Okay. Well,
they're bad.
Well, good luck.
And I have a squeegee to dry them off.
You know what? I can let you borrow a power washer. It makes things a lot easier.
I appreciate that, but I'm going to use a deck brush because I don't want to get water all over the drywall.
Okay.
I'm going to play.
You don't want the mold.
Sure don't want that.
Listen, a little mold don't hurt every once in a while.
Sure. All right.
Sometimes you just need it.
Yeah.
You got a cold. It's like you know what Grandma said. You got a cold. You got to give it some mold. That's what she always said. You know.
The joke was bold, but the joke was not gold.
No, it was not gold.
Yeah. Or so I am told. So one of the reasons I wanted to get this garage cleaned out is because I'm tired of tracking in grass from my garage into my car. Like that's a thing. Also, we're going to use the space.
Yes, we are. So what we want to do, and this is we're just kind of spitballing, but what I think we're going to do is we want to have a DIY channel. And the DIY channel is going to be along the lines of a Chris Fix, something like that. Not the same style. Obviously, we're going to have a completely different style, different scope, all that stuff. But I definitely want to have a dedicated DIY channel. The Tavarish channel, I do have some DIYs, but it's not anything like step 1, step 2, step 3.
Right.
Mine is just, hey, here's what I did, and you're just following along. It's more like a vlog thing. But this I want to be entertaining, but also informative. So I think we can start off in your space because my garage, it's going to be hard to move around things, and I have so many cars and so many projects. So having another garage that we can work out of until we get a shop or something, I think that will work very, very well. So we might buy a cheap beater car sometime soon. I don't know if you have the space for it.
Yeah, remember the part where I'm on 10 acres?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're good.
Yeah, okay. So so we can buy a cheap beater car.
And hopefully by then the Mini Cooper will have sold, so I can just keep the cheap beater in it's a 2-car garage, like an oversized 2-car garage. So I have the space.
Okay, cool. So yeah, we can definitely do that. We could buy a cheap beater and then just do small, not even mods, just repairs, and then we can modify it and do stuff like that. I really want to do something like, Adam Savage's one day builds. I would love to do like a weekend build. Here's what we can do in a weekend.
Yes.
Yes. Because there's a lot of stuff that you can do in a weekend. You can actually do an engine swap in a weekend if you really wanted to.
I mean, depending on how old the car is, you could probably do an engine swap in an afternoon.
Right. So, I mean, it's probably going to be something really simple. Honda, Acura. I was thinking about an Integra.
I would love to do that.
Integra is nice, and they're actually pretty cheap here. Like the basket case ones, they're real cheap.
And they're really fun. They're just fun.
They are very fun. And apparently you can build one and boost it to 460 wheel horsepower in 9 hours. Oh, my God.
What I really like about the Integra specifically is it's a front-wheel drive car, and it's similar to the ST where it has lift throttle oversteer. Right.
Like
that's just so cool.
So lift throttle oversteer is when you're on a turn.
So when you're mid-turn and you lift off the throttle and the
weight transfer
shift in weight causes the rear end to sort of step out.
Okay.
You can use it to rotate the car if it's not turning.
Of course, yeah. So in a front wheel drive car, you could probably wash that off with the front wheel drive.
Oh yeah, yeah.
But in a rear wheel drive car, in a rear wheel drive car, you can actually wash that off.
Integras are 4x100 bolt patterns, right? It's a Honda.
Is it? Yeah, maybe. What else is there? Is there a 4x114?
4x114. Some of the Ford Fiestas, newer ones have 4x108. Fiats, I think, are 4x98. Like there's all sorts of weird patterns.
Yeah.
The FB that I had from back in the day is 4x110. Like Mazda, what you do? Why you do this?
Whatever is the most common common wheel size is the one that Honda has.
I'm almost positive it's a 4x100.
Yeah.
On the Integra.
That sounds.
Here's
like
the thing. So is the Mini Cooper. So those XXR 537s that I have on there, like the old school kind of like Watanabe lookalikes.
Yeah.
They fit.
How big are they? 15s?
16 by 8.
16 by 8. Okay. Yeah, that could work. Again, I don't want to put like super nice stuff on there. I mean,
they're XXRs. They're not super nice.
Okay. All right. Excuse me. I don't know what you consider nice, man. Wheels are wheels. You can buy them for $50 or you can buy them for $50,000. I don't know.
I mean, we could throw them on there for the looks, and then we get rid of the Integra. We keep the wheels.
Here's how to put on wheels. You take off the old ones and you put on the new ones. Like, comment, and subscribe. Yeah. So
don't forget to smash that like button.
So I don't want to do this, but I have to report on a little bit of drama.
Drama.
Dun, dun, dun.
Okay. Yep.
And it doesn't bother me, and you can tell by my face how it doesn't bother me. No, it doesn't bother me. It's just it's a little weird. Caught me off guard. And what I'm talking about is when I was at DipCon over the weekend, Scotty Kilmer of all people. Scotty Kilmer is the DIY mechanic on YouTube. Kind of an old crotchety guy. Always screams and rev up your engines, and I don't know. He does a lot of this sort of stuff. He has like a lot of DIY stuff. He has a ton of videos. He puts out almost daily content, if not daily content. And he wrote on Instagram. He made a post with a Lamborghini, a white Lamborghini Spider. He said, "Lamborghini, when you're actually, you know what? I don't want to paraphrase him. I have it here. Actually, I don't because my phone didn't die. I am super prepared." So basically, it's a picture of a Lamborghini Spider, and he wrote, "Lamborghini, when you're desperate for YouTube views and have no imagination." And then he hashtagged me instead of just at my name. Hashtag Tavarish, hashtag Lambo, hashtag YouTube views, hashtag desperate. Okay. So, I don't know where that came from because I have a smaller following than he does. He has 1 million+ subscribers.
For some reason.
Yeah. He's been doing it for a long time. Now, I have had a little bit of history with this guy. Not like a back and forth, but more like I wrote an article about him on Jalopnik, and it was very, very critical of him and what he does.
Right.
And rightly so, because it's not like I'm not saying that he is a bad person. I have no idea what he's like in person. I've never met him, but I wrote an article saying that this Emmy Award-winning YouTube mechanic is full of crap. I didn't use the word crap, but it's that's the operative phrase. And it went on to say that he does a lot of hokey stuff in his videos. There's one video where he talks about how you should always use jack stands, but then like a video 2 years later where he literally has his head underneath a Honda Accord with nothing but a Harbor Freight jack underneath it. And then in that same video, he is talking about how you use what's called a gator gripper on brake lines. And then he holds it up to the camera, and right on the box it says, "Not for use in automotive brake line systems." Because with an automotive brake system, you want to have flared ends because there's a lot of pressure. There's a lot of pressure. So that is probably in use for low pressure fuel systems, maybe like we're talking about like carbureted fuel systems where it's maybe 6 psi or something like that, vacuum systems, things like that. But definitely not for fuel systems. And when people
for brake systems,
not definitely not for brake systems. Yeah, I'm sorry. So when people called him out on it in the comments, he just said it was like a lawyer conspiracy. He said that, oh, well, the lawyers say, I've been using this for years, and if you do it right, then you shouldn't have a problem, and blah, blah, blah. And it's just, the lawyers are getting on people for this, and blah, blah, blah. And AutoZone will sell it to you. Why would AutoZone sell it to you? Like, he can't think of any other reason why you would need a, this fitting other than on a brake line system, even though it says not for brake line systems. I think it's one of those things where he says, oh, off-road use only. I guess I'll use it, even though a lot of mods say for off-road use only just to cover their butts, but this is actually like part of your brake system and you should probably not do that.
Right.
By the way, renting a flaring tool is literally free if you go to AutoZone or Advanced Auto Parts or whatever. It's free. They will rent you a flaring tool for brake lines for free and then you just buy the right fittings. What's the problem here? Is it, I just don't understand what the issue was. So I made this article, and then maybe he saw it, maybe he didn't. I'm pretty sure he did. Quite sure he did. But what I think with this post was that he either saw that I was gaining traction or something, and I don't know if he wanted to start a beef. I'm not into starting beefs. I don't care about that. Okay? I'm not, he can say anything he wants, and the best of luck to him. I think it might not have been him because he doesn't have that. His editing skills aren't the best. I think it was his son, because his son kind of took over the channel in terms of editing, and that's why you see like better thumbnails and better kind of transitions and stuff. It looks a little more polished than it did years ago. And also the same thing with Instagram. He's posting like memes and stuff. I'm like, listen, the guy is like really old. He's not posting memes. All right, he's not posting memes and not doing all this stuff. So it's a little it's a little weird. Obviously, it's Instagram, so people are like, "Oh, you got burned." Oh, dude, Scotty roasted you. Like, all right, like I wrote a comment. I said, "LOL." Like, good job, dude. Like, what am I supposed to say? But I mean, there have been people that made videos about me in the past that are like just really like incendiary stuff. They want me to say something, kind of like push me, like Eminem versus Trump. Like Eminem has this like diss track and he talks about Trump and stuff. And he's like waiting for Trump to say something and Trump just like doesn't say anything. And like maybe for Trump, that requires a lot of restraint, but it's weird because it just takes all the wind out of their sails. So for me, I don't like, dude, I don't care. You can say anything you want. But it just seems, doesn't that seem weird to you?
Yeah. I mean, I've seen a few videos by this guy, and I wish I had never seen any of them because he just yells a lot.
Okay, so people might think we're mischaracterizing him. Just go look it up. If you don't know who he is, Scotty Kilmer on YouTube. And if you like him, then subscribe. If you don't, then don't watch him. I don't know.
It's just I feel like,
but he literally yells. Everything is yelling. It's like caps lock for everything.
It's like monotone, but monotone is like at top level. Mm-hmm. There is no dynamic. Right. For me, some of his videos are very good and very helpful.
Sure. It's
the delivery, and I think he tries to inject a lot of his opinion as fact in these videos, which just doesn't.
Right. Well, there's a lot of them that say you shouldn't buy this car because it's too complicated, or like, oh, you shouldn't buy a Mercedes because there's too many computers in this thing. Oh, there's I scanned it on my scan tool and it has so many errors, and look at this, and oh, you shouldn't buy this because the owners are so inept that they don't even know what half the buttons do, and like, oh, these aren't like reasons. They're like, too many computers. That's your reason. Okay, if I review a car, like there's too many computers in this car. That's 2 out of 10.
This Lamborghini has too many cylinders.
Exactly. But there was a video that he did. He was like, why he drives a 1994 Toyota Celica. Like he drives a Toyota Celica. And he was like, oh, it's the same motor as a Corolla and it's easy to work on. I'm like, okay.
Cool.
Nice.
I drive a Ford Focus ST because it's fun.
But there's way too, okay, but that's a turbocharged car. Mm-hmm. Okay. And turbocharged cars are expensive if the turbocharger goes.
Well, okay, well, you have a car that has 2 of them out there, so
no. But what I'm saying is, your car also has a computer.
yeah, your car has a custom computer that's worth more than my car.
No, but your car is hard to work. It's harder to work on than, say, a '94 Toyota Celica. You know?
Yeah, but it has more features and more horsepower.
Yeah, but you don't really need it because mine is sporty enough. I can buy a shock for $25.
You could also take the bus.
I could take the bus. that is definitely a thing I can do.
Do us all a favor. Take the bus.
Yeah. Well, hey, why don't you go over there and just get that bus pass?
Yeah, just going over
there. All right, so that is the end of that. I will not be talking about that, even though I've gotten actually a lot of messages and questions about that. It's really, really dumb. I don't want to talk about it. But I think that's going to be it for today.
Cool.
We have talked about a lot. We have talked about DipCon and
garage
and being e-famous and garages and also drama. So if you'd like to contact us, you can do so at iwrencheveryday@gmail.com. Send us questions, and we would love to answer them in a very haphazard way, where we kind of half answer them and then go on to a different tangent.
Yes.
So send us your emails and we will definitely read them. You can send us comments on @wrencheveryday on Instagram and Twitter. And my Instagram and Twitter is @TheRealTavarish. But where can they find you, Andrew?
I can be found on Instagram at HeavyMetalFL or on Twitter at 1565. That's the word 15 and the number 65.
Awesome. So this is me, Tavarish, for Andrew Howell, reminding you guys, as always, to wrench every day. I feel like you have to. Do you have to do that, or is it just a force of habit by now?
Bye.